For 15 years, we have judged Serena van der Woodsen. We called her impulsive. We called her selfish. We called her a bad friend, a bad girlfriend, a bad daughter. We rolled our eyes when she quit Columbia to become a yoga instructor. We scoffed when she ran away to a convent. We shook our heads when she deleted her entire life and started over, again and again and again. We judged her. We criticized her. We hated her. But we never asked why. We never saw the little girl standing alone in an empty penthouse, waiting for a mother who never came home. We never saw the teenager who was abandoned by everyone she loved, over and over again. We never saw the woman who had no idea who she was, because no one had ever loved her for who she was, only for who she could be for them. Serena van der Woodsen is not a bad person. She is a chameleon, a woman who spent her entire life changing her skin to survive. Every reinvention, every pivot, every deleted identity was not a choice. It was a trauma response, a desperate attempt to outrun the pain that was chasing her, a frantic search for a self that someone might actually love. This is not a defense of Serena's mistakes. It is an explanation. Today, we pull back the curtain on the Upper East Side's golden girl and reveal the broken, grieving girl hiding beneath the sequins and the smiles. We will trace how a lifetime of abandonment turned her into a perpetual runaway, and why every time she tried to start over, she was only running further from herself. The Serena van der Woodsen we all know, the beautiful, bubbly, popular socialite, was never real. She was a mask, a performance, a character Serena created when she was very young, because she learned that this was the only version of herself that anyone would love. From the moment she was born, Serena's worth was tied to her image. Lily van der Woodsen did not love her daughter unconditionally. She loved the daughter who looked perfect, who behaved perfectly, who brought her status and admiration. When Serena was good, when she was the perfect little Upper East Side princess, Lily would give her attention and affection. When she was bad, when she made mistakes, when she was messy and human, Lily would disappear. She would send her away to boarding school. She would cover up her mistakes and pretend they never happened. She would withdraw her love completely. This is conditional love at its most brutal. It teaches a child that they are not lovable as they are, that they must perform perfection to earn affection, that their true self is too ugly, too broken, too much to be loved. So Serena learned to perform. She learned to smile when she was sad. She learned to laugh when she was hurt. She learned to be the life of the party, even when she wanted to die. She became the most popular girl in school, the girl everyone wanted to be friends with, the girl every boy wanted to date. Because if she was popular enough, if she was perfect enough, maybe her mother would finally love her. Maybe someone would finally love her. But the mask was exhausting. Maintaining a curated image 24 hours a day, never letting anyone see the real you, is a prison. Serena was surrounded by people, but she was completely alone. No one knew her. No one saw her. Everyone loved the mask, but the real Serena was invisible. This is why she drank. This is why she slept with every boy who showed her the slightest bit of attention. It was the only way she could feel anything. The only way she could forget that no one loved the real her. When she ran away to boarding school after the car accident, it was not just to escape the scandal. It was to escape the mask. For the first time in her life, she could be someone else. Someone who was not Serena van der Woodsen, the golden girl. Someone who might actually be loved for who she was. But she never learned how to be that person. All she knew how to do was create a new mask. When a traumatized brain cannot process an overwhelming amount of pain, it does something called a hard reset. It deletes everything. It wipes the slate clean. It creates a new identity because the old identity is too broken, too hurt, too full of pain to continue living in. This is exactly what Serena does. Every time she experiences a trauma that she cannot handle, every time someone she loves abandons her, she hits the reset button. She cuts off all her friends. She moves to a new place. Her turn to spirituality is the perfect example of this. After Peter's death, Serena was completely broken. She had lost the only person who had ever loved her unconditionally, the only person who had ever seen the real her and still loved her. And instead of dealing with that grief, she ran away to a convent. She became a completely different person. She thought that if she became a good, pure, spiritual person, maybe the pain would go away. Maybe someone would finally love her. But it never worked, because she was not actually spiritual. She was just running from her pain. The convent was not a place of healing. It was a hiding place. The yoga and the meditation and the crystals were not tools for growth. They were band-aids. They were ways to numb the pain, not heal it. This is the same trap that millions of people fall into today. We quit our jobs and move to another country. We go on yoga retreats in Bali. We buy crystals and sage and essential oils. We think that if we change our environment, if we change our identity, if we hit the reset button, all our problems will disappear. But they never do, because the problem is not our environment. The problem is inside us. The pain we are running from goes with us wherever we go. Serena's lack of a core identity is not a character flaw. It is the inevitable result of a lifetime of systemic abandonment. From the day she was born, every single authority figure in her life prioritized their own status and their own happiness over her safety and her well-being. Her father, William van der Woodsen, was never around. He was too busy traveling the world, having affairs, and living his own life to be a father to his children. When Serena was 12 years old, he left and never came back. He did not even send a birthday card. He abandoned her completely. Her mother, Lily, was even worse. She was physically present, but emotionally absent. She cared more about her parties, her marriages, and her reputation than she cared about her own children. When Serena got pregnant as a teenager, Lily sent her away to have the baby and gave it up for adoption without even asking her what she wanted. When Serena tried to kill herself, Lily covered it up and told everyone she was studying abroad in Switzerland. When Serena was being blackmailed and terrorized by Georgina Sparks, Lily was too busy planning her wedding to Bart Bass to notice. Every single adult in Serena's life failed her. Every single one of them chose their own interests over hers. Every single one of them abandoned her when she needed them the most. And it was not just her family. It was everyone. At Constance Billard, she was bullied and ostracized by the other girls. They spread rumors about her. They called her a slut. Her so-called friends would abandon her the moment it became inconvenient to be associated with her. Her boyfriends would leave her the moment she stopped being perfect. Serena learned very early in life that no one would ever stay. No one would ever love her unconditionally. No one would ever be there for her when she needed them. The only thing she could count on was being abandoned. This is the root of all her problems. When you grow up believing that everyone will eventually leave you, you develop a very specific set of survival skills. You learn to run away before they can run away from you. You learn to delete your identity and start over, because if you have no self, no one can hurt you. If you have no attachments, no one can abandon you. This is why she runs. This is why she can never stay in one place or with one person for very long. Because staying means being vulnerable, means opening yourself up to being abandoned again. And Serena would rather run forever than feel that pain again. She is not a bad person for running. She is a person who has been hurt too many times. A person who was never taught how to stay. Serena van der Woodsen is famous for being a chameleon. She becomes whoever she is with. When she is with Blair, she becomes the loyal sidekick, the funny one, the one who always lets Blair be the star. When she is with Dan, she becomes the intellectual, the book lover, the girl who hates the Upper East Side. When she is with Nate, she becomes the perfect girlfriend, the supportive one, the one who never causes any trouble. When she is with Colin, she becomes the spiritual guru, the wise one, the one who has all the answers. People call her fake. People call her a people pleaser. This is not fakeness. This is survival. The chameleon effect is a well-documented trauma response. When a child grows up in an environment where love is conditional and abandonment is constant, they learn to mirror the people around them, because that is the only way to get love and avoid being abandoned. Serena does not know who she is, because she has never been allowed to be herself. She has spent her entire life becoming the person that other people want her to be. She has no original thoughts. Everything she likes, everything she believes, has been borrowed from someone else. Her fashion sense is the perfect example of this. Serena's style changes more often than her boyfriend's. One week, she is wearing preppy blazers and pearls. The next week, she is wearing bohemian dresses and sandals. The next week, she's wearing all black and leather. She does not have a signature style. She does not have a look that is uniquely hers, because her clothes are not a form of self-expression. They are a uniform, a costume she wears to fit in with whoever she is with at the time. This is why her relationships always fail. She never shows the other person who she really is. She shows them a version of herself that she thinks they will love. And eventually, the mask slips. The real Serena comes out. And the other person leaves because they never actually loved her. They loved the character she was playing. And when they leave, it confirms everything Serena has always believed. It confirms that no one will ever love the real her. This is the tragedy of Serena van der Woodsen. She has spent her entire life trying to be loved, but she has never actually been loved. Because no one has ever known her. No one has ever seen the real, broken, grieving girl hiding beneath all the masks. The question we are all left with at the end of Gossip Girl is, can Serena ever break the cycle? Can a woman who has spent her entire life running ever learn to stay? Can a woman who has never had a stable self ever build one? The answer is not easy. Trauma leaves scars that never fully heal. The patterns we learn in childhood are hard to break. The little girl who was abandoned will always be a part of Serena. But that does not mean she is doomed to repeat the same mistakes forever. For years, we have been told that the answer to all our problems is to hit the reset button, to quit our jobs, to move to another city, to delete our social media, to start over. But we are finally starting to realize that running away does not solve anything. That real growth happens when we stay, when we sit with our pain, when we face the things we have been running from. Serena's ending in the show, marrying Dan and moving to Brooklyn, was not the perfect, happy ending everyone wanted, but it was a start. For the first time in her life, Serena chose to stay. She chose to stay with someone who had seen all her flaws, all her mistakes, all her brokenness, and still loved her. She chose to stay in one place instead of running away at the first sign of trouble. We do not know what happened to Serena after the show ended, but we can hope. We can hope that the little girl who spent her entire life running finally found a home. This is the lesson Serena's story teaches us. Healing is not about becoming someone new. It is not about hitting the reset button. It is about learning to love the person you already are. So I'll leave you with this. We all have a little bit of Serena in us. We have all worn masks to please other people. We have all run away from our problems, that no matter how much we have, it is never enough. Serena van der Woodsen is not a villain. She is just a girl who was hurt very badly and did the only thing she knew how to do to survive. She made mistakes. She hurt people. But she was also hurt, and she deserves to be understood. If you have ever felt like you do not know who you are, if you have ever run away from something instead of facing it, know that you are not alone. It's never too late to learn to love yourself. What is one thing you have been running from? Leave it in the comments below, and hit subscribe to finish the Rhodes Family Trauma Trilogy. Next time, we will answer the question we have all been asking for 15 years, Blair or Serena? Who really won? See you next time.